This conference will now be recorded.
Right then. So today we are going to see the GRC introduction. Okay. So when it comes to GRC, GRC full form is Governance Risk Compliance. So GRC was first introduced in the year 2006. So what are the GRC versions? So before GRC, are there any versions? In GRC, how many versions? We will be having a dedicated session for the GRC versions. As we discussed previously, like SAP product versions and SAP database versions, in the same way, we are going to have a GRC version session also. So here basically we are going to have the first thing we are going to learn in GRC is the course called GRC 100. So in GRC 100, we are going to have about fundamentals. Like what is GRC? What is the GRC configuration? What is the part of GRC system in your landscape? How is it useful for all the execution? All these things we are going to cover in GRC 100. And after GRC 100, we are going to learn something called as the GRC 300. Here we are going to learn about access control. Okay, so all end-to-end configuration or end-to-end implementation of access control we are going to learn in GRC 300. So as a part of this training session, these are the two things which we are going to learn right now. GRC 100 and GRC 300. So are these only two things available in GRC means? Technically speaking, no. There are lot other things also to discuss. Let us see what are they. So firstly, after GRC 300, we are going to have something called as the GRC 330. In GRC 330, we are going to have something called as a process control. So who can learn the GRC process control? Anyone having knowledge in GRC 100 and 300 can learn GRC 330. So after GRC 330, the next one we are having is the GRC 340. Here we are going to learn something called as a risk management is the thing which we are going to learn. So these are the core courses which we are having GRC 100, 300, 330, 340. First, you should learn the GRC 100 and 300. To learn GRC 100 and 300, you must mandatorily have knowledge in the ECC security, all these things. In the basics of the security, you should have knowledge. Then only you can understand these things. So, a part of these courses, we are having many advanced tools in GRC. So, these all are executed in GRC system only. But based on the requirement, you can learn any of these tools. These are called as the different tools. First one is the cyber security. So, if at all you are having any cloud-based product in SAP and it is going to be managed by the GRC system, then you should be learning something called as a cyber security tool. After cyber security, the next course we are having here is the ERP Maestro. So ERP Maestro is a type of, it's just like a cloud ERP tool, the same ERP system which we have used previously. But this concept is somewhat different. It is a cloud ERP tool which must be managed with a GRC system itself. And the next tool we are going to have is the SAP ETD tool. ETD stands for Enterprise Threat Detection. So we are going to detect different types of threats we are having for the business. Like we are going to have something like a sorry, like we are going to have something like a threat with the currency fluctuation, threat from a war, threat from the natural disaster, threat from the competitor companies. So all the different types of threats we are having for a business can be maintained in the GRC system by using a tool called ETD tool. Okay, and the next one we are having is the GTS tool. GTS stands for Global Trade Services. So what does this GTS stands for is, for suppose your business include a transaction with the foreign countries. For suppose you are working for a, so right now you can take example of my project. It is a USA based company and a car manufacturing company. So what happens here? This company is importing different raw materials from different countries. Like they are majorly importing batteries, the EV batteries from Indonesia, and they are importing all the wheels from Japan, and they are importing all the engine engine or motor, anything you can call. It's a EV car, you cannot call it as engine, it's a motor. So the engine is imported from Japan, and something like a body parts, all the body parts like the metal body, glass frames, all the things are imported from China in this way. So it is, so and it is going to sell this car in USA, UK, India, China, okay, Indonesia. So it is planning to sail in these many countries. So what is happening here in this example? So this business include import and export with different countries. Not even it is not operated in a single company. So what happens here? Different countries will have different policies. So some things will be legal in one country and illegal in other countries. You take some example like a drug industry. So in the drug industry, what happens? You take some types of drugs like a nicotine, cocaine, these type of things. These are legal in the UK type of countries like in Netherlands, England, Russia. In these type of countries, it is legal. But when it comes to India, China, they are illegal. They are illegal drugs for us. So to maintain all this data, we are going to have a dedicated tool called GTS tool, SAP GTS tool, Global Trade Services. And the next tool we are going to have here is the SAP IDM. IDM stands for Identify Management. So, for suppose you are maintaining your project in different types of tools. You are having some SAP systems, you are having some software systems, or you are having some Oracle systems, some SQL systems in this way. Different types of systems you are maintaining in your business. So, to manage the data in different systems of your landscape, you can use the tool called IDM tool, Identity Management Tool. Okay. And next one, and the next type of tool we are going to have here is the, sorry, and the next tool we are having in GRC is the Business Fraud Management. So, what is this force? Generally, you are nowadays listening this force too frequently. For some fraud has been happened in the bank. Some types of fraud happen in these things. So, generally, frauds are committed by the internal employees only. Whoever having knowledge completely in the whoever people having complete knowledge about the companies. So generally finance related companies like a banking companies, mutual fund companies, gold loan companies, these type of companies majorly maintain have high risk of doing these frauds. Okay, so generally employees commit frauds here. So to avoid this type of situation, we are going to have a dedicated tool to manage things that is called as a GTS. Sorry, business fraud management. Fraud management tools we are going to have. And the last tool in GRC we are having here is the UI logging UI logging and UI masking. Right now, this is the most trending tool in the market. So, what is this UI masking? It's a very simple concept. First, suppose you download your bank statement. What is happening here? Your account number will be displayed. But when it comes to your PAN number, it won't be displayed complete. You will be getting like XXXX and 1 2 and your mobile number it will be not displayed completely. They are going to view your only last three digits only they are going to provide in this way. So sensitive information is going to be hidden here. So the same concept now Aadhaar we are getting something called as the UI masking Aadhaar. So what is happening nowadays to apply anything everyone is asking we require your Aadhaar card. But if we are providing our Aadhaar cards, they are misusing. So to overcome this situation, they have introduced something called as the UI masking Aadhaar card. So what happens here? Your first digits will be masked. It will be not displayed. Only last three digits will be displayed in this way. Your name and your Aadhaar number will not be displayed completely. It will be masked and a barcode will be provided and it is going to give an icon called verified. Okay, so the government has verified your Aadhaar, and this Aadhaar card you can provide anywhere. So, what is happening here? Your sensitive details are hidden here. The same concept right now SAP is also using. So, if anyone want access for SAP user information, then we are also then in this situation also we are going to use the masking tools. So in this masking tools, what we can do, we can hide the sensitive information. Okay, not every detail will be displayed, like a personal details or the bank accounts or the company's important documents or important information which you don't want to share everyone. So you can use this masking concept and hide the details. So these are the different tools we are having. And common question. Do we need to learn all these tools right now? Means not at all necessary. So, firstly, you can learn the fundamentals and access control, and most of these things are very, very short topics only. Like it don't even take 10 days to do this course. Anyone you select, it's not more than 10 days, except IDM. You take any course, they are very short courses, like a 10 days training, it's sufficient. So, based on the requirement, your company requirement, your opportunity having, you can opt for any course. Without having any opportunity, don't go and start training in these courses because you may or may not get opportunity to work. And these do not add any that important role in the resume. Why? Because not everyone has started execution all these things. Okay, right. So these are the things we are having. This is the course content. And coming to the execution. So what are the things we are going to execute in GRC? Firstly, in access control total, how many topics we are having? Anyone? Access control total, how many topics we are having? I think we have already discussed, right?
Four modules.
Not, no, they are not called as the modules. They should be discussed as the topics only. First one is the ARA, that is Access Risk Analysis. What are we going to do here? We are going to perform risk analysis. And next execution we are going to do is the BRM, Business Role Management. Here we are going to do the role maintenance here. Okay. We are going to do the role maintenance here. And next one we are having is the ARM. ARM stands for Access Request Management. So here user access we are going to do here. And finally we are having something called as the EAM, that is Emergency Access Management. So we are going to learn about emergency access in this concept. So a part of these things we are also having something called as a MSMP workflow in this in between. So that is MSMP workflow, multi-step, multi-process workflow. So the role of MSMP workflow is it is going to decide how to execute ARA, how to execute BRM, how to execute ARM, how to execute EAM. All these topics will be discussed here. Okay. Okay, then, right. So these are the four topics we are going to have, and at the last, we are going to discuss about workflow. So, what is meant by workflow? What are MSMP workflows? So, I will give the execution pattern. So, this is the pattern which we are going to start our course. So, firstly, we are starting with course, okay, content. So, introduction. What is access risk analysis? What are the advantages of ARA? We are going to discuss here. Nextly, what is BRM? What are the new terminologies? What are the advantages we are having for execution BRM? Nextly, ARM. Nextly, EAM. So, the basic introduction of all the four topics we are going to discuss here. So, after discussing all these four topics, next one will be we are going to discuss about GRC system configuration. So, how many GRC versions we are having? So for SAP, it was introduced in year 2006. So before 2006, what is the tool we are having? So from 2006 onwards, how many GRC versions we are having, and what is the configuration changes they have brought in each version we are going to discuss here. After that, we are going to have a topic about post installation steps. So the basis team are going to do the implementation of the GRC system. So we are going to discuss about post installation steps, like how the installation, after installation, what are the steps to be done as a GRC consultant. First time configurations we are going to discuss here. So after post installation steps, we are going to have a topic about general settings. Okay, general settings for the GRC system we are going to discuss here. GRC general settings we are going to have. After general settings, we are going to have about GRC access control settings. Okay. So we are going to execute the access control settings. So after doing the access control settings, we are going to do the execution of ARA, ARA implementation, BRM implementation, ARM implementation. EAM implementation. All the four topics implementation we are going to see. After implementation of all these four topics, the next topic we are going to see is the MSMP workflow. So here we are going to discuss about what is meant by workflow, what is meant by MSMP workflow, what is meant by a rule set, what is meant by BRF plus rule set. So how the changes in workflow are going to impact these four execution. All these topics will be discussed in the MSMP workflow. After MSMP workflow, we are going to have something, a topic called about the, as I promised already in the demo session, we are going to discuss about what is S4 HANA security, what is HANA security, what is Fury security. Okay, all the three topics overviews we are going to discuss here, followed by a Q&A session and the resume review. Okay, all the things we are going to do here. So this one may be done in middle or at the ending. Based on our convenience, we are going to do this one. So this is how we are going to do our training for the GRC access control. So till here, if anyone having any doubts regarding the content, you can ask me now. So is it clear? Naidu, Srikanth, Ashok. So, any doubts regarding the GRC content, you can ask me now. No doubts? Are you all right?
No, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir.
Okay, then, right then. So, we are going to start our execution from tomorrow. So, tomorrow, what is the topic? What is access risk analysis? What are the new terminologies? What are the advantages we are having over regular security? All the things we are going to discuss in the next session. So, by this, we can end the demo.